Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus one more time. I want to thank you so very much for stopping on this post. Got something I want to share with you, and I hope it's good. Something that you could use. You know, I've always, as far as you can recall, if you've ever watched any of my video posts, I've talked about God. And I'm frequently doing that, and I know a lot of people in America have come to the point where they don't want to pay too much emphasis on God because their observation of expressions of those who supposedly speaks for God have left it wanting. And so I don't take this lightly. But I do want to say to you that I do that because it's pertinent as far as this mission that I speak to you about is concerned. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that it is not about, when I talk to you about God, it's not about saving your soul. I don't know anything about your soul. Nothing at all. But what I do talk to you about is your life, my life, our lives. I know something about that, and I think we share a lot of stuff in common when it comes to life. And so before I could even imagine talking about something that I don't know anything about, at least let me talk about some things that I know something about. And when I use the expression God, I'm saying that because I know that we as a people have not ascribed to any of these basic principles that would lead to these things that we consider as being godly, or these things that seem to be divine or heavenly. We as a people don't do that. None of our leadership have even talked about stuff like that. And periodically we find individuals within our society who seem to rise to the occasion, but people, do we listen to them? The point of fact is the evidence supports the reality that we don't. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I find no shame in my game when I come here and I say these kinds of things to you, because I am sincere, because the power that I speak to you about is real. It's real. Now, when I come and talk to you about God, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to frighten you. I'm not trying to say that the things that you do in life, you're going to be punished for them and burned perhaps in hell. I'm not coming to tell you that kind of stuff. My message is to tell you how wonderful God is and what God has planned for you, has always had planned for you, why you don't receive it, and what the problem is. Individually, my friends, every last individual, not just in this country, but all over the earth. But I'm going to restrict this to what we call the New World, the United States of America, and it represents the whole entire world. This, my friends, is a system where the God of creation has meant for every last one of you to live free, to live abundantly, to live joyously, to live happily, peacefully, to have your dreams come true, your wants, your needs, your desires met. My friends, that those things that are essential for your survival, every last one of you, they are coming amongst you, and none would be without them. Food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, infrastructure, transportation, and all the things that your imagination will lead you to. That power that you can't see, can't touch, can't feel, that is responsible for your being here today, has set that plan up for every last one of you. Every last one of you are supposed to be dependent on mankind, but not on an individual man. Why? Because an individual man, if you got to depend on an individual, they will exploit you. Because what you got to depend on them for, they hold over your head and will manipulate you to change you. So every individual design in God's plan is that you would be free. that anybody that's sharing any relationships is because of choice. And they are not held together by any kind of curse, but choice. Ladies and gentlemen, to say that is to say that if, and it must be, we depend on mankind, then we can't go wrong. If we depend on mankind, we can't go wrong, because mankind gets its authority from the power that we can't see, that we can't touch, we can't feel, and we can't conjure up with our imagination. And yet it was designed in such a way, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the sweet part about it. It was designed in such a way that every individual that comes on earth will have a career objective built in that will give them their greatest joy. There is no greater joy that can possibly be than knowing who you are, why you are, and being what you are. There's no greater joy. And all this other stuff is cream on the top. Because if you are a ditch digger, that's all you do. Dig ditches. You're here to dig ditches. If you're a janitor, to clean toilets and to scrub entryways, that's what you love doing, and that's why you are here. And those jobs cannot be done without. And if you are an engineer to do bridges and other infrastructure, if you are a farmer to feed the nation, every last one of you are needed. And what is your job? To do just that. Dig a ditch, clean the toilets, prepare the food, raise the food, build the bridges. And what is your benefit? Your benefit is, outside of all the things that you just created, is that you have access to any and every bit of it. Anything that money used to could buy now is yours free. It is yours. And you can access it when you desire. Now, my friends, that's what the God that you can't see has given me. And I say given to me because we didn't come up with it. None of us have come up with that. And I say I came up with it. You must think I would surely be out of my mind. But if you believe that there is no God and you reject the fact that it can be God saying it, then I said it. This is the kind of world that I want to live in. This is the kind of world that I want my children that I haven't been able to do anything for in most of their lives, and their children, and their children's children, and yours. This is the kind of society that I'd like to see them grow up in. They don't need money. Now, ladies and gentlemen, focus if you will. I said a moment ago, using America, the new world, as representative of the whole entire human population. The new world. What does that new world say to you? It says that it is a system of operation for the people that is separate from where it started from. Wherever the people came from that started this nation, whatever philosophical understanding they had, whatever religiosity they accepted, whatever ways and standards of life, when they came here, they called it a new world to do something different. But there's something, ladies and gentlemen, that never changes and has to do with morality. It doesn't change. Laws can change. What you call legal can change. Legal can represent sometimes righteousness, sometimes it can represent the ugliest evils that there can be. But it is acceptable because it's what? Legal. It's an instrument whereby the systems outside of the spirit of love operates. And so when I come to tell you about God, I come to tell you about the wonderful things God has for you. Not brag on a system where if this, my friends, represented, then Donald Trump would be your ruler. Instead of God, instead of what God offers, Donald Trump would be sitting on the throne. Can you imagine, for those of you who believe in Jesus, can you imagine Jesus sitting on the throne or Donald Trump? Well, right now, this is what I want you to see. I want you to see Jesus sitting on the throne and not Donald Trump. Now, when I say Jesus, I'm talking about that which is representative of Jesus. What is that? Everybody says Jesus was representative of love. They want to turn him into a warrior. When you see your senators, who you represent? Who would you rather see in those seats? Jesus, the Spirit of Jesus, and individuals representing love across the land? Or these Republicans who have justified whatever they're doing? Or who would you rather see? The Democrats? I'm not fussing at you, I'm just asking you a question. Why am I doing this? Because right now we are seeing a situation of coronavirus. We don't know where it comes from. But it seems to be going across this nation. And it seems to be touching anybody and some of everybody, some of everywhere. And it isn't, my friends, bias. It's coming at you. Love, indiscriminate, for everybody. But you got to get rid of that which people lie about to get, steal, cheat, terrorize, create reasons for hatred, for bigotry, for racism, for war. All of this, to live in America the way we live today, is what you, the people, have accepted. You didn't create it, but you've accepted it. And I think we are mature enough, we've lived long enough to know the difference. And we should be smart enough to make a choice at this moment in our lifetime. I'm just saying, people who know me, people who used to know me thought I would have been a big shot. But I want you to know I'm nobody's big shot. People look at me and think because I have rejected joining, working in this system of operation when I have just told you about something that I've been speaking to you for 36 years about, and you've rejected it. And everybody's trying to suck me into, if you want a better life, if you want to get your car fixed, if you want your house fixed, if you want to stop being a carpenter, a janitor, a mechanic, what else do we do? You know these people who can't afford stuff. You have to start doing everything. You become a plumber, you become a painter, you become an electrician. Anything that other people are professionals to do, you have to do it because you can't afford to pay for it. And these people are professionals designed to come on this earth to make sure that your stuff is done perfect and is always done beautiful and lasts forever. That's their job. And for doing that, they have access to all the housing, all the food, all the clothing, all the shelter, all the transportation, all the education, all the health care, everything they want. For sweeping out the entryway, for cleaning out the toilet, for cleaning out the ditches, for teaching our children, for saving our lives. This is what they receive. And nobody up there trying to tell you the Democratic way, the Republican way, the white man's way, the black man's way. No, it's the righteous way. Yeah. So, right now, I have to walk. Why? Because I can't afford transportation. Why can't I afford transportation? Because you, my friends, have made a decision that you're going to stick with the devil until hell freezes. You don't trust God, you're going to stick with the devil. At least that's what you've been doing. But I'm going to stick with God. And if I got to give it up, I want to tell all my kids, I only came this way because I woke up one day. I know you've watched me, and you've seen the people just totally ignore everything I say and do. And over time, you probably have begun to think that I'm kind of off my loony too. But I'm only doing this for you. And I'm doing it because it's real. I would put up my record against Donald Trump any day. I would put my record up against Joe Biden any day. In fact, I would put my record up when it comes down to you, the people, and the one who sees a vision that would represent the compassion for you, the people, those things which you have knelt on your knees and prayed for. I put my record up against anybody in this country. And ain't no shame in my game. Why? Because the God that I serve, my friends, love you to your sweet little old self. And he says, stand up for you. Don't care how much you reject it. Stand up for it anyway. And so I'm standing up for you whether you like it or not. Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.